Hi, Jimbo Ireland from TechBuzz Ireland, and today we're going to unbox the Lumia 550, the latest entry-level handset from Microsoft. And this is the packaging that it comes in, which is no different than what we're used to seeing previously. So the box will just tell us it's the Microsoft 550 and the usual information on the back, which is 4G, 4.7-inch HD display, quad-core processor, and 5-megapixel camera with flash, and the contents of the packaging. So we'll just take out the stuff and have a look. And there we are, we're presented with the phone straight away, so we'll pull that to one side for now. And what else do we get? We get our battery, which is 2100 mAh battery. We get our USB plug wall charger, and we surprisingly get a set of earphones thrown in there too, so it's good to see they're coming less and less a feature in packaging these days. And we get our quick start guide there. So that's all the packaging there that no one really cares about. So here is the phone itself, and as you can see we have the black one, and it's a fingerprint magnet straight away. So what we'll do is we'll put the battery in first and get it started up. Now, to remove the back cover, we don't need to do a how-to guide on how to take the cover off or charge it. It's quite simple. You hold each corner like so and just pull it from the bottom like there, and it'll just pop off like so. And then once we're inside them, you can see that we have our SIM tray and our micro SD tray, and it's as simple as that. And it takes nano SIM. So we'll put the battery in there, and the case here is quite not bad. It seems to be durable enough for the rear casing. So it's a simple installation process to put the battery in and so on, and it's quite easy, it takes seconds. So onto the back of the phone then, we do have our camera up on top, which is 8 megapixels with a flash. We have the Microsoft logo here in the middle, and we have our speaker down on the bottom. Then underneath then at the bottom end we have a micro USB port. Left hand side is completely blank. Top is our 3.5mm headphone socket, and on the right hand side then is our keys, volume keys and our power on key, and they're nearly flush with the phone there, as you can see. Both are fairly tactile. And then up front then we have our Microsoft logo and our front facing camera and proximity sensors and so on. So if you're new to Windows 10, it's a bit of a refreshment to look at compared to Windows 8, and as you can see there, this is what the layout will look like. It's better listing here too in the folders here compared to previous versions. And if we drag the phone down like so, we can see all the options that we have there for our settings, our quick settings, which is quite cool. And then we can change them as well to whichever suits us best. Of course we have Cortana built in here, but still not official here in Ireland yet, but we of course can use USA or UK implementations of it if you like. And you have Microsoft Edge browser here thrown in as well. So if we have a look at some of the apps, we have Audible, Amazon, we have our camera, Cortana, Excel, Facebook, films and TV, gadgets to get started, Groove Music, Lumia Help and Tips, Lumia Offers, Maps, Messaging, Edge. We've installed Mixed Radio, didn't come pre-installed, Outlook, Calendar, Mail, OneNote and OneDrive, and PowerPoint, Shazam, Skype Video, the store, the Guardian app, which is UK, Twitter, which we installed and it's still crap, and Transfer My Data, and Xbox. So so far the device has been quite surprisingly snappy to use, which I was quite surprised with considering the spec that's on it, and it's not too bad. You know, depending on what your needs are, it wouldn't be for a high-end user, but it will do plenty for just your average use if you're just looking to make calls and texts and check a bit of social media here and there. And our camera isn't actually bad either. We have the standard affair here, which we can swipe across like so and bring up the settings that we're used to here with the toggles for balance, ISO and so on. And it's quite good to see these settings and this camera layout present, and then we have other settings up on top there. Size wise, it's going between the 635 it actually kind of looks like, but it's slightly bigger, but it's kind of a similar design. And then you've your 535 there, and then this is our 930, so that'll give you some idea as to the size. And if we have a look closely, you know, it's kind of resembling the 635 quite a lot, or 630. This came in two versions, one was 3G and one was 4G. So that's what size you're looking at there, and it's not a bad size actually, and it'll be kind of your average screen size for a phone. And as I said, we have a 2 megapixel front facing camera, and we can expand the storage with micro SD, and it's 1 gigabyte of RAM. So there's enough to do on it. The 2 megapixel front facing cameras just shoots 480p, and we can expand again, as I said, storage up to 200 gigabytes. So you know, there's plenty of storage there if it's something that you might need, which is becoming an increasingly used feature now as people looking for storage. So there's no problems there. And then again, you have your OneDrive and so on. So if you have any questions, you can get me at Jimbo Ireland or on the blog at techbusireland.com. And thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more unboxings and stuff coming soon. And we'll be talking about the 950 next on Tech Buzz Ireland, and we'll talk to you then. Thank you.